Man, that's a big one you got there. That big one come out there.
Well, it's late in the day and the sun's getting low. Call me a begging, but let him go. I sure had fun just watching him stretch my line. There he is. I made me a lot of memories. Out here fishing, Jimmy Houston and me. Hey, Jimmy, we going fishing, boy. Ain't we a lucky dog? There we go, girl.
Well, probably a worm is probably best.
There's a fish. Come here, little guy. Come here, little feller. Old pal stick. Pal stick stuck another one. There are some really big fish in this stick. What Roland and I caught so far have been pretty small, but there is some giant fish in here.
I got one. Nice one, yeah. Here we go, son. I got one here. Yes, sir. Nice bass. That's the way to go, son. Way to go. I'm standing up and just kind of zooming in on them. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about. Out of a little. This is what they call the 360 model. It's got a trolling motor in the middle. Really a cool little kayak. And I'm fishing again this lightweight worm. I'm just fishing with a little 3/0. Actually, it's a 4/0 EWG hook. And I'm hooking it, kind of just skin hooking it right there. Just barely with a 14-pound line. Okay, I'm throwing it right up on the grass. I'm throwing it, well, that wasn't a good cast. I'm trying to throw it on the grass and come in with it.
Come here, guy. Come here, baby doll. Come here, sugar bear. Boy, I tell you, they're just not biting. You just have to make them bite. You know, just fool with them, and make them bite. And there's some big fish moving around in here, probably big females. And I'm just catching the little ones is all. But there's probably some big ones in here too. We'll take what we can get until the big ones come along. This little cloud cover here, getting later in the day. You know, Roland and I have been fishing for a long time out here today, and we've really caught not very many bass. We've had a hard time catching fish, but the cloud cover's coming in, the wind's picked up a little bit, and it could get better between now and dark. And then between now and dark, we could catch some big fish. This place is loaded with big bass. I mean, big bass.
Yeah, good one. Big one, son. That's a big one. That's a big fish. Maybe 8 or 9 or 10 pounds. I don't know. He's really big. He's really a big one. That's really a big one, son. I'm gonna come around this way. I'm telling you what, that's a big fish. That's a big fish, boys. That's a big fish. Yes, sir. Now we're talking kayak time. Big giant bass. Now we're talking. I got a scale, and I'm going to weigh him. And everybody says, well, how big is he? I don't know. How big you think he is? I think he's 7 at least. Let's see if I can't find my scale. I'm going to back up here in a minute. I'm going to try to find my scale. I have a scale here. And what I'll do is Jimmy's around the corner. I'll show him the scale weight and I'll take a picture of him on the scale. How about that? With the weight. It says,
come here, sugar bear. Come here to me.
A little over 5 pounds. 5 something. Hey, that's all right.
Come here, baby. Pulling my kayak around. what I'm talking about. Yeah! Well, we didn't catch quite as big a fish today here at the Smick Marshes we thought we would catch. Roland actually had a couple 2 or 3 5-pounders. This is the biggest fish I've caught, and right here before dark. Doggone, he's hooked good. Hooked right here in the top of the head, but my goodness, is he ever hooked right in the bone? Hard to get that hook out of there. He's hooked off. That is the way you want to hook them in a tournament right there, Jimmy. That is the way right there. That fish won't get off for 3 years. I'm gonna have to give him the hook. He's hooked right in the top of the head. Still might have to give him the hook. He's kind of woven in there. That hook is woven in him. Good land, Jimmy. I'm gonna have to put a new hook on, I know that. Get my pow stick out of his mouth, out of the way. Will you look at that? He's hooked right here in the top of the head, but that part right there will not come out. Got my hook back. 4/0 Daiichi hook. That's a nice fish right there. Not quite a 5-pounder, but a nice fish. Good fish to end the day on. The Stick Marsh is one of the best places to catch big bass in the entire state of Florida. We didn't do it today, but that's fishing. Thank you, Sugar Bear.
This portion of Jimmy Houston Outdoors has been brought to you by Mercury Marine. Go boldly. Jimmy Houston Outdoors, America's favorite fishing show, is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. By Mercury Marine. Go boldly. By Shell Rotella, the engine oil that works as hard as you do. And by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
There's one. Come and eat that. Whoa, what a way to start. What a way to start right there. Look at that fish. I'm at Bienville Plantation. We just got here. It's been years since I've been at Bienville Plantation in North Florida. And we just got here. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. We've only got a couple hours before it's going to get dark. But what a way to start right there. Oh, yeah, look at that fish. Jumped up there and grabbed that old Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait. That is the way to start. Look how healthy that fish is. Now, that is a Florida sugar booger right there. That is a good one, man. I chose a double willow leaf to start with today, chartreuse and white. And I've got a gold blade on the end, a nickel blade on the shaft. It's got a little bit larger Jimmy Houston blade on it than what a normal 3/8 bait would have. That allows you normally to catch a little bit larger fish. You can still catch small fish on it, which I usually prove every time I go that you can catch small fish. I have a chance of getting a bite all the way back to the boat and right up on the bank. That's where most of them ought to be, really. There's grass all under the boat right where I am. What's a good little fish right there, too. Look how fat he is. Well, these fish down here in Florida are dark. A Florida bass is a lot darker fish, and one of the reasons they're darker, of course, this water's kind of tannic down here. It's got a lot of tannic in it, and it's a little bit darker color water. It's clear, but it looks black, and it makes those fish look black too. Makes them pretty hard to see. I know that. It's hard to look down the water and see them. And we might find some beds. I don't know. We ought to have a few fish bedding right now. Golly. I'll put that baby Huey worm on there. The cranapple color. I think that's what color. It's kind of cranapple looking to me. Very first cast. I mean, the very first cast I got a bite. Very first throw. I still got my power poles down. I'm trying to move the motor. I've only got a 2/0 hook on there because I was fishing a little pow stick. I need to put a bigger hook on that big worm. That's a good fish right there now. That's a good fish. This is a big baby Huey right here. It's a pretty good sized worm. It's about a 10-inch worm. I got it skin hooked in there. Got an 1/8 ounce slip sinker on it. I swear, that was the very first cast. I just came from church, so I'm telling you, that was the very first cast. Not the second cast, very first one. Come here, baby. Come here, baby doll. Baby Huey strikes again. Come here. Boy, you fat little rascal. That's a little girl bass right there. Yes, it is. Maybe that 2/0 hook's big enough, huh? Can't hook them much better than that. I don't know how I'm gonna get it unhooked. Good lands, Jimmy. You need to hook a 12-pounder that way, son. I know I got needle nose. Come here, baby. You gotta be careful. You bend hooks around when you have to use needle nose on a worm hook, but I don't have much choice. I can't get it undone. There we go. That's a good little fish right there. That's the smallest one I've caught, and that's a nice fish. You know, it's about 14 inches long, but fat, healthy. Pretty little girl. One of the things about using a larger size worm, like I've done right here, and I could keep on using that, but you see the way this worm's got all these joints in there? Here's one thing you can do. That's a big worm. That's a 10-inch worm. Bite that first joint off, and just use the worm. You still got a big worm there, and you can actually catch several fish on one worm. And I've said for years that the best scent you can put on a worm, there's a lot of good scents. You know, I like to use crawfish scent, shad scent, but the best scent you can put on there is the scent of another bass. You know, when you caught a bass on there you go. It's just like having a brand new worm.
Jimmy's Look Back is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time.
Oh, yeah. Pretty fish. Good one.
Yeah.
You gonna get him? You want me to help you?
Oh, I'll get it.
You got him?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a good one. Pretty fish. All right.
That's a nice girl.
That's the hog of the day so far. Yes, sir. That's a good girl.
Got her up in the lip, though. She's gonna raise some little ones here this year.
I promise you. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it is.
That is beautiful. That's a perfect hook
I
set.
think she's been caught before. Little spot right over there.
She knows what she's doing now. Turn her back and we'll catch her again.
Yeah.
Ooh. I missed a little one on my spinnerbait there.
Did you?
Yeah, the one I just missed, that one you just caught it eat, though. Guarantee you. There's one. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, nice fish.
Now he moved.
Whoa! He pulled a little line out.
He moved water like he weighed 7 pounds, didn't
You know, he hit it up on top of the water.
he? Did he really?
What are you gonna do here? You through?
He says, I give up.
He says, if you're gonna drag me around on that big old heavy line, he said, I'm gonna give up. That's a nice bass, though.
Yeah.
That is a nice fish. Pretty fish. Look at,
Is that a little girl?
yeah, I think it is. Look at all this on the side of that fish. I think that's where they've been spawning. See all that? All those marks on the side of it? That's a beautiful fish right there.
Marked up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I think that's where they've been rolling, you know, like they roll around like they do.
Jimmy's Look Back has been brought to you by Ranger Boats.
Oh, there's one. Little one, come up here and eat that spinnerbait. Ha ha ha. Got in the wind, got the spinnerbait. Now that's a fish a little skinnier. That's the only one I've seen. It's a big old long male fish. Got in the wind. Once I get back in the wind's changed direction on us, and the water and the temperature's dropped. You know, in the last 5 minutes, the temperature's dropped from probably about 82 or 83 down to about 65. I mean, in just that short a period of time. Oh, there's one. There's one. not sure that's a bass. That's a mudfish. Look at there, it's a grinnell. It's a mudfish. I saw a big weight coming. I saw a big weight coming at it. Oh, look at that thing go. They are crazy. I'm gonna tell you, they will bite your finger off right there. They are death on a spinnerbait. It's a one, look, he's got it wrapped around. I can't believe he's not cutting my line. He's got that wrapped around his gill plate where they're spinning like catfish. See him spinning like a catfish? He's got it wrapped around his gill plate. These are bad mammy jammers right here. I gotta tell you, man. They are bad mammy jammers. I'm gonna hit my navigate where my boat will stay right here. Won't move while I play at this rascal. Won't you look at that puppy? Oh, he's bad. They don't quit either. I mean, he'll bite your finger off. I'm telling you, look at that fish. And look how my line is wrapped around. My line is wrapped around his gill plate, and they're slimy. They're hard to get a hold of. He's gonna get my spinnerbait sure as the world. If I could ever get a hold of it. My line, look at my line is wrapped around. My spinnerbait is like toast. I can't get a hold of nothing. And I'm gonna tell you, they got teeth like a dog. They will bite your finger off. I'm telling you, they'll bite your finger off. And I can't get a hold of hardly nothing there. The way my bait is, it's all bent up. It's way down in his mouth. I can't get a hold of nothing. Look, I got line wrapped around everything. I don't really want him in my boat. I got him in my boat though anyway. Look at that fish, will you? Will you look at that? Look where my line is. My line is wrapped around him. My spinnerbait is toast. I got line wrapped around there. You know what I might do? I'm gonna have to just cut my line. Cut my line in two. Just get that out of the way. All right, I got a chance now. Now, you go. Don't run off. Don't run off my spinnerbait. Don't run off my spinnerbait. Look at those teeth in that mammy jammer, will you? You look at those teeth in that guy. Holy cow, look at that. Now, see their mouth? They're like a cotton mouth. They got cotton in their mouth. Look at there. Yee, that's a mudfish. Look at this. I'm going to tell you. Have you ever seen a Jimmy Houston spinnerbait look like that? It's bent completely backwards. It's bent completely backwards and it's straightened out. Look at that. Think about it. You bend her back. That's amazing. I got 20-pound test. 20-pound test Grand Slam high seas fishing line on there. And anything less than that, anything less pound test, anything less quality line, and that fish probably would have got away.
Jimmy Houston Outdoors is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. By High Seas, when the money's on the line. By Jackson Kayak, Advantage Fisherman. By Orion Coolers, never lose your cool. And by Lucky Strike, where preparation and opportunity collide. Houston's Helpful Hints is brought to you by Jimmy Houston High-Tech Performance Fishing Rods.
Throughout the day, Ron and I spent a lot of time fooling around with fish on the bed, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. We really haven't caught a big bass off the bed all day long. All the big bass we've caught just fishing. But there's 2 or 3 things you want to think about when you're fishing bass on the bed. One is don't ever keep them. Throw them back. Second thing to think about is you almost have to make them bite. You can catch the fish just right sometimes when you throw in there, and I've seen it happen many times, and you throw in there and you're 2 fish on the bed and they both race to your bait. and usually the smallest one gets it first. But you want to take baits that look like crawfish or look like salamanders or look like lizards. And I like to basically just rig a regular Texas style, a little small slip sinker. We've had real calm weather, so you can get by with an 1/8 ounce or 16th ounce slip sinker, and something like this little Ringmaster, which is a little Lucky Strike creature type bait. I don't know really what it looks like, some kind of foreign creature, I guess, or something, but might be Russian for all I know. But it really kind of emulates a little crawfish or a little salamander. But one of the key things is if you can get a fish to just pay attention to it and look at it and turn on it and go down on it a little bit, you're probably going to be able to catch that fish. Now, it may take a lot of time, but here's one of the tricks that we use all the time is we change baits. We might make 4 or 5 casts of this bait, pick another bait up, put it on, pick another bait up, put it on. And I like to change colors. You know, a green pumpkin, obviously the most popular color of soft plastic there is, but I like baits that have got reds in them, baits that's got some chartreuse, even solid white. 1 or 2 fish today, solid white work. So change baits around as you're fishing. Little drop shot rigs work good where you can throw in there and let the bait float up off the bottom. I've even caught them on the little Ned rigs. You can use a wide variety of things, but the main thing is you get them to set up where they'll stay in there. Change baits a lot. Use different baits and you'll finally find one that works.
Well, it's late in the day and the sun's getting low. Caught me a big one, but I let it go. I sure had fun just watching him stretch my line.